Welcome back to the channel. Today we delve into one of the most gripping legal battles and courtroom dramas ever. Today we're bringing you an in-depth recap of the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking and racketeering trial, covering every trial day to day. From shocking testimonies to explosive revelations, this trial has captivated the nation. Let's break it down. The trial commenced with jury selection in Manhattan Federal Court. Judge Arun Subramania emphasized the presumption of innocence, setting the stage for what would become a landmark case. Prospective jurors were questioned about potential biases, including their views on law enforcement and hip-hop culture. By the end of day 2, 35 potential jurors had been assembled, though the panel was still short of the required 45. Several were disqualified due to perceived biases, including one man who doubted he could refrain from smoking marijuana during the trial. Jury selection concluded with 45 jurors remaining. Notably, one juror had seen a security video of Combs and initially assumed his guilt, but claimed it wouldn't bias her judgment. Another juror was an HBO employee, and the defense noted the Downfall of Diddy documentary, which portrays Combs negatively, might be referenced during the trial. The judge ruled that Diddy was not treated differently due to his race in the racketeering and sex trafficking charges against him, rejecting a request to dismiss some charges and suppress evidence. The judge emphasized the severity of Combs' alleged criminal conduct from 2004 to 2024, rather than racial bias as the basis for the prosecution. Opening statements set the tone for the trial. Prosecutors accused Diddy of using violence and threats to coerce women into drug-fueled sexual encounters over 20 years, while Diddy's lawyer argued the case misrepresents consensual relationships as sex trafficking. The jury began hearing testimony from witnesses, including allegations of coerced sexual encounters involving his ex-girlfriend, R&B singer Cassie Ventura. Star witness Cassie Ventura testified that Sean Diddy Combs abused and coerced her into participating in freak-offs, elaborate sexual marathons involving male sex workers during their turbulent relationship. The R&B singer described the freak-offs as drug-fueled, weekly ordeals lasting up to 4 days, where she would be asked to arrange sex with strangers and engage in degrading acts as Diddy watched. During her second day of testimony, Cassie Ventura alleged that Diddy R-worded her after she ended their decade-long relationship and subjected her to physical abuse by threatening to release degrading sexual videos. Cassie described being forced into hundreds of encounters with male sex workers, which Combs controlled, fearing damage to her career and family if the videos were made public. During her first day of cross-examination, Cassie testified that both she and Diddy struggled with drug addiction, revealing his 2012 painkiller overdose. The defense acknowledged Combs' physical abuse, but argued it constituted domestic violence rather than sex trafficking, aiming to portray their relationship as toxic and troubled rather than part of a criminal enterprise. Cassie concluded her emotional testimony detailing alleged beatings and R-words during their decade-long relationship. Danity Kane singer Dawn Richard testified about witnessing Combs' abuse of Cassie, saying she once saw Diddy swing a skillet at his former girlfriend. Richard also claimed Diddy threatened her with death, telling her she could go missing if she ever told anyone about his abuse. Testimony continued with 2 women providing accounts of Diddy's physical violence, supported by incriminating evidence, photos from a federal raid on his Manhattan hotel room. The photos revealed a Louis Vuitton bag nicknamed the Med Bag, containing drugs, baby oil, pills, and pink powder. Regina Ventura, Cassie's mother, testified that she took out a $20,000 0-cents home equity loan in 2011 to prevent Combs from releasing a sexually explicit video of Cassie, marking her first awareness of Cassie's abuse. Male sex worker Sheree Hayes, a prosecution witness, unexpectedly aided the defense by stating he had sex with Cassie 8 to 15 times, mostly unprotected, and noted that neither Cassie nor Combs seemed high or drunk. Testimony featured Dr. Dawn Hughes, a clinical and forensic psychologist, who explained the complexities of abusive relationships, including love and trauma bonding, coping mechanisms, and memory. Later, George Kaplan, Diddy's former assistant, testified about cleaning his hotel rooms, often finding items like baby oil, Astroglide, candles, and liquor. Rapper Kid Cudi took the stand and made a bombshell claim that Diddy broke into his home in 2011 after learning about Cudi's relationship with Cassie. Not long after, Cudi's Porsche was firebombed. Though Combs denied involvement at the time, Cudi testified that he later received an apology, one that felt more like confirmation than remorse. Defense attorneys countered with claims that Cassie was living a double life, involved with both men at once. Additional witnesses, including a makeup artist and a former assistant, described physical abuse they observed on private jets, in hotels, and behind closed doors. Former aide Capricorn Clark testified about her loyalty to Combs, even as she witnessed his violent side. She described a chilling moment when Diddy threatened to F her up if she intervened while he was allegedly kicking Cassie. Clark also admitted to helping coordinate the alleged Kid Cudi home invasion and said she was later fired for not revealing Cassie's relationship with the rapper. After losing her job, Clark described being blacklisted in the industry, going from a rising professional to unemployed and homeless. But during cross-examination, her memory faltered, especially when asked about key events like whether she saw Combs carrying a gun. Day 15 focused on the aftermath of the firebombing at Kid Cudi's home. An LAPD officer recalled seeing luxury items undisturbed during a 2011 break-in. Meanwhile, a fire investigator noted that Cudi's Porsche sustained unusual damage, less than what you'd expect from a Molotov cocktail, suggesting the act was more targeted than random. Later, Deontay Nash, Combs' longtime stylist, returned to the stand. He described how Cassie would use makeup to hide her bruises and detailed weekly trips she took to a hotel, always carrying a black bag filled with sex toys. Nash also revealed Combs had become aggressive toward him too. Day 16 delivered one of the trial's most emotional and harrowing testimonies yet. A former assistant going by the pseudonym Mia accused Diddy of R-wording her. She also recounted an incident at a party hosted by music legend Prince, where Combs allegedly showed up with bodyguards and began physically assaulting Cassie, an attack so violent Prince's own security team had to step in. Mia spoke of her time working for Combs like it was a prison sentence. 24-hour shifts, zero freedom, and once being held inside his home for 5 straight days. Her account echoed and intensified previous testimonies. This wasn't just about abuse. It was about power, control, and complete domination. We're now over 16 days in, and this trial has become one of the most explosive in recent celebrity legal history. We've heard from music stars, family members, former employees, and eyewitnesses, all painting a portrait of a man whose public persona may have masked something far darker. The court has yet to reach a verdict, but one thing is clear: the testimony has already left an indelible mark on the music industry and public consciousness. Will all these disgusting allegations prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt to the jury, or will Combs walk away from decades of allegations? We'll be following every development. This has been Starage Weekly, and we hope you all found this breakdown informative. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for updates as the trial continues, as well as all other recent celebrity news. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe the prosecution has made its case? See you in the next one.